So I'm going to throw an idea out to you. When our faith is absolute, things always work out. When our faith is absolute, things always work out. True or false? True. Oh, good science of mind people. I don't know if we need to teach RS 101. I'm going to play devil's advocate, though. I'm going to say true, and maybe not necessarily. True, when our idea of things working out, or our ideas of that, aren't tied or limited to specific human outcomes. When we know that no matter what happens, some greater good can come out of everything, then absolutely that statement is true. Now let's go back to what I was saying before, that granted, if we do have a specific outcome, that type of relationship that we would like to manifest, that change in a career that we really believe we can step into, that healing of a relationship that we believe is possible. If we have a strong belief in that, that belief, that faith can move us into manifesting that experience. So absolutely, our faith is helpful in bringing forth those experiences that we would like to have in our lives. But where I would say not necessarily so to that statement that when our faith is absolute, everything works out, is if we're saying that for things to work out is they have to look a certain way, not everything turns out the way we would like to. I know that a lot of people are drawn into science of mind because of our teaching about how strong or how big a role our belief plays in our lives. And if we build a consciousness, a real belief in the greater good, we can manifest all kinds of goodness beyond what we had ever experienced before. And absolutely, we do our work. And yes, all those things that we were wanting to manifest are manifesting in our lives. And I guarantee you, there's a point at which we hit a wall and we are praying and we are absolutely affirming and we are meditating, and it's still not turning out the way we would like it. And that's when you get to find out that part of our teaching and part of the goal of our spiritual practices that we promote is to open ourselves to possibilities beyond what we can imagine. That we can realize that if we fixate on something, that we want a certain thing to happen for us to experience greater good, we can limit ourselves from experiencing and seeing and embracing goodness beyond what we had imagined. If we say that that thing that I need that's going to bring me happiness has to look like this, we're missing out on all the infinite other versions of how we could experience that greater love or joy or abundance. But we're telling God it has to look like this. We're limiting God. We're falling prey to that judging by appearances mindset, feeling that things in the world have to be a certain way for us to experience goodness. And the minute we do that, we're putting our attention on the world as our source of good. And things in the world are subject to change all the time. If we look to the world as our source of good, we will be let down time and time again. I remember a student who shared in class when we were exploring this idea of faith, that he said he felt that the times where he was moving in faith to the highest degree, when he really felt his faith was serving him, was when he had that peace of mind moving forward toward a goal, seeking some greater good. He may have something specific in mind, but with a sense that if it didn't work out, that God provided some kind of a safety net, that God always had his back, that somehow, some way, if it didn't work out the way he wanted it, there would still be some way to experience goodness. And what I'd like us to know today, or know at a deeper level, is that God does indeed provide a safety net to each and every one of us, because God's nature is still there at the center of our being, no matter whether or not that experience that we tried to manifest turns out the way we wanted it to.